So the topic there, the board was pushed in, but something about the interplay between social dynamics and community organizing. Don't know what the hell I was on when I thought about that topic. But I'm sure we can co-create something. So we've been talking about community organizing, and then you saw this few leaders that mengambil line-line perjalanan dengan community organizing. Kan ada yang jadi saintis, ada yang jadi pemimpin politik dan pemimpin di peringkat antarabangsa. And then you saw Bani youth also going to the UN, come back, mobilizing around renewable energy, and then also going to politics. Then you saw Anne building an organization yang bekerja dengan seluruh daerah-daerah di Sabah dalam dengan pelbagai isu yang dialami oleh rakyat Sabah. And then we try to connect it to the work of Forever Sabah. So I think this last session is all of that with the dynamics of the society. Meaning semua lah itu, politics, government, private sector, capitalistic system, the divide between orang yang yang ada dan orang yang tidak ada banyak atau tidak berkemampuan, and then the dynamic of sejarah, the dynamic of trauma, all those things. That's what I was thinking about. So very complex, in other words. We've talked about a bunch of things sudah. Yang tadi ada Barat, ada Timur. If you listen to artis Ilan, seorang ahli lembaga Forever Sabah juga, dia punya topik selalu tentang tanah air. Tanah air, Sabah as a tanah air. But then yang tanah dan air tuh divided atau dipisah, tidak berhubung secara satu. We've talked about organizing dalam budaya-budaya yang pelbagai. Macam juga biodiversity di Borneo ini yang orang bilang paling hebat di dunia. Dia punya suku kaum dan dia punya budaya pun pelbagai juga kan. Tiada yang semua sama, yang memang begini, makan begini, masak begini, cakap begini. There's always a lot of diversity. I think some of the notes, I made some notes during the sessions. I'll just share some with you. We talk about colonization itu hari kan. Yang topik yang last mountaintop adalah colonization. Can we translate that to BM, colonization? Yeah. And then ada satu soalan kepada si YB Jenny yang tentang penjajahan British, the colonization of Sabah. And then we talk about kalau dijajah oleh Belanda atau Perancis atau siapa lagi? Dutch. Orang Espanyol, pemacam kita punya kami punya budaya di Sabah, kalau begitulah kita punya sejarah. Kalau macam berbanding dengan Indonesia, for example, or Philippines, which was Spanish. Indonesia was Dutch, orang Belanda. Adakah ada yang lebih baik, ada yang lebih buruk? Siapa tahu kan? Tapi kalau kamu trace back lagi dia punya sejarah, cakaplah kita dijejah oleh British. Orang British pun dijejah oleh lain orang. Romans. What's Romans in BM? Roman. Dan ada yang lebih teruk lagi. And then you go back to like Perang Dunia Kedua yang orang Jepun datang sini. Dan orang Jepun buat apa yang dia buat. Tapi kalau lebih jauh lagi dalam sejarah, ada juga yang terjadi kepada orang Jepun. From the Americans. You see what I mean? So, how far do you go back to see where's the trauma start? Kan? One of the dynamic saya rasa di Sabah, tapi bukan di Sabah saja, tapi saya rasa paling kebiasaan di Sabah adalah divided. What's divided? Belah. Hah? Terbahagi, exactly. Terbahagi. Whether it's kaya miskin, barat timur, tanah air, suku kaum lain, agama lain, lain color skin, ada satu level di mana kita bersatu, tapi ada satu level di mana really terbahagi dan senang dibahagi. Kalau tengok waktu politik, or even on Facebook, can you see how divided we can be? Right? It's like the easiest thing, right? To just see something happen terus begini. And then someone who wants to manipulate itu keadaan sedang saja memanipulasi. Because we know we can say this to this and then we say this to this and we know we can cause it to be even worse. And then we know that we can have some control. Yes? You know the situation, kan? But think about yourself. Diri sendiri. Adakah kita membuat benda itu terhadap diri sendiri? Do we divide ourselves? Do I in myself divide myself between my shadow and my light? Do I uphold my light and do I hide my shadow? Do I say, oh, my shadow nobody can see? Because I'm very embarrassed about it, ashamed about it. It doesn't look very nice. And then I'm actually very nice. I'm so kind, I'm so clever, I'm so pretty, or whatever on the other side. Okay, you guys tracking me? So psychologists believe that we split. We split ourselves. So the splitting of society starts bermula dengan kita sendiri split ourselves. The splitting of the self dia panggil. So if you look at colonization, yang orang yang study di benda, dia bilang kau start dengan kau colonize diri kau sendiri. And it starts with the light and the shadow. I mean, I'm simplifying it, but I'm trying to help you connect it to the self. You know how you have the yin yang, which you see there? And the yin yang is always about balance. Knowing your dark, knowing your light, finding a balance, knowing that it coexists. And understanding both, being in between. If you go too much to your light, you're like, peace, love, kumbaya, I'm just light. then you're denying your dark and your shadow, and it will. Don't you worry, it will find you because it's there. That happens in society. In the society, the very thing that's in us, in an individual, you put it in a family, you put it in a kampong, you put it in your society, there is a manifestation at the society level. And begitu juga kita berpecah, bebelah diri sendiri, begitu juga kita buat dalam keluarga, dalam sela perkawinan, dalam masyarakat, and then yang itu pecah, itu keadaan begitu yang tidak united, atau ada dia punya crack, di sanalah orang boleh kontrol. And when they say divide and rule, kamu tahu kan nih terma divide and rule, kasih bahagi dan kontrol. Rule is pecah dan perintah. So, in the beginnings you can see, kita boleh tengok kita punya sejarah, kau boleh baca, kau boleh ikut dalam sejarah dunia, dalam sejarah Sabah. Ada yang dia memang 100% taktik itu diguna, taktik juga tuh. Kalau kamu mau kontrol. You see that in any group dynamics, any groups. It's because we are primates. Right, Ken? That's what they do. It's a primate behavior. So, you see how here's your gang. You will see your gang. How do you get close with your gang? You'll be like, oh, those people over there. Like, they're so weird. The language is weird. Their skin's so dark. Their eyes are so weird. You know, and then you find your gang. See what I mean? And then you do the same over there. And if you're someone with some power, you're like, budunya these people. I'm gonna rule over them. So you keep your society like that. And then you can even divide them even more. You can divide them into class. You can, and then you can be the Raja. So this is what we call the patronage society. We talked about that in the first mountaintop. Remember? Power, politics, and change. And we talk about the patronage culture. Culture, budaya yang, what's patronage? Patronage, can someone translate the right word for patronage culture? Naungan? Does that make sense?
Budaya mengagung-agungkan.
That's what it means lah.
Kasta-kasta.
Yeah.
Budaya gestuan. Yes.
Yeah, so that's yes boss is one symptom, but it's more than yes boss.
When you say yes boss, but you know your boss is going to give you something.
Yeah. You say yes boss, then will you make me safe? Will you make sure I'm okay, my family is okay? You know, like the mafia, that's one example of a patronage. You see what I mean? A lot of societies are patriarchal or has patronage cultures. So Sabah is a perfect example. Yang baru terjadi.
Interesting, you don't have a word for one of the main features of how your society works.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Maybe ada, tapi we haven't found the right word. So why FSI and comms are so important? How to find?
Tuan, yang menurut perintah.
Ya, itu angam lah itu. Because dia memang pun dia tuan juga. Tiada puan, tuan.
Pakistan pun begitu.
Ketuanan.
Yeah,
Ah, budaya ketuanan. Yes. That is so for example yang terjadi ni NCA yang agreement 2 million hektar selama 100 tahun. Yang Dr. Jeffrey yang dia punya tuan. I am sure kan dalam hati dia, kalau dia really, dia rasa yang ini yang paling baik untuk Sabah. You understand? He probably believes somewhere in him that he's doing a service to Sabah and Sabahans because Sabahans are so dumb and are so nice and are so lazy or whatever. So he's going to do it for all of us and we should be thankful. Itu ketuanan. And then kalau tidak thankful, what is wrong? How could you be so ungrateful? Ingrateful pula. You know what I mean? That's ketuanan. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced this sometimes with a strong father, a father who's just like, I'm the father. You're just the daughter, or you're just the belia. You know what I mean? So this ketuanan idea, taken to the extreme, cakaplah Empangan, Babagon, Kaiduan Dam. Think about these projects, where some people really believe itu idea yang paling baik, dan ada satu industri besar di KK, dia perlu banyak air. Dan kenapalah kamu orang kampung 100 orang saja. Dan kamu punya cara hidup pun betul-betul yang dari zaman nggak boleh pakai sudah. You understand? This is budaya ketuanan. And you think because you have power, dan dalam satu bilik kecil dengan 2-3 orang kau boleh buat keputusan untuk berjutaan atau beribuan orang. Those are some very prevalent dynamic social di Sabah, tapi bukan di Sabah saja. Tapi dalam negara di mana atau tempat di mana dia orang coba untuk advance dia punya demokrasi, memang dia kasih try mau buat dia lebih terbuka. Dan keputusan tidak mau buat dalam beberapa orang saja dalam satu bilik yang closed door, makin hari makin susah mau buat. You understand? Tapi as was shown by ini NCA yang baru jadi, di Sabah, dia alive and well keadaan ini. Tapi saya rasa dia orang terkejut juga kenapa nih tiba-tiba banyak publik dan banyak NGO yang bermobilisasi. But if you look at apa yang kita telah dengar nih beberapa hari, you organize around something where you are being oppressed atau kamu ditindas, kan? What if you look at your society? And you see siapa yang betul-betul tiada suara. Like we heard about Pitas, or we heard about Paitan, or we heard about Tongot. You understand? Kalau kamu tahu lah setiap cerita itu adalah, adakah kita masih akan rasa comfortable? So community organizing, yes, from the community itself yang ditindas. But what about in the society? What about us kalau kita sudah membangun minda, sudah membangun kesadaran? Apakah peranan kita sebagai whoever, a woman, a mother, a father, a young person, di mana kamu mau membuat sesuatu yang relevan dan bukan tiap-tiap pagi bangun macam tidak purpose. What would you do? And I think tiada shortage. What is shortage? Kekurangan barang yang mau dibuat, betul gak? Every day you can be very busy. Just like we are in Forever Sabah. Tiap-tiap hari ada yang orang yang minta yang can we do this, can we do this. Project padi, boleh kan lagi 5 kampung kamu kasih kasih ikut. You know what I mean? There's so much work to do. Why is it that way? Kan? So the other divide yang very, very ketara is the top and the bottom. We talk about this in one of our other sessions tentang complexity, systems thinking and complexity. Kamu ingat? Kamu yang ada waktu tu? The complexity of the macro and then the micro. The top and the bottom. Di sini dia orang buat dia punya policy dan lain-lain, dan di sini kehidupan sehari-hari. Itu pun satu divide. Tapi siapa yang buat undang-undang? Siapa yang buat keputusan secara besar-besaran macam NCA ini? Sini kan? And then like for example they say, kenapa mau FPIC di sini? Tiada bermakna, dia bilang ini dia orang ikut saja. Community organizing happens at this level to bring them here to a middle level. And then, how do we bridge the gap? What does that look like? I think this is what I wanted to talk about in this session.